Okay, this is video number 4 of the over-the-shoulder walkthrough tutorial, how to build your own Traffic Factory campaigns from scratch. So we've assembled all of the pieces. We now have a you should now have a weed subdirectory or a folder on your desktop with your images in it and your template folder. This you can simply copy from the words folder. Just right click and copy or drag it into the weed folder so that you've got the HTML template ready to go. We have all of our sentences that we collected, about 40,000 of them. Our keywords, we have 3 keyword files. We'll go over them real quick. This one is empty right now because this is the live keyword file. We're going to add keywords from our big list over here, and this will determine how many pages we're going to build in this particular run. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and grab, let's grab about 500 of them, and we'll copy those and put those into our keyword text file, and then we're sequentially going to build a page for each one of these keywords with this as the actual page name, title, etc. So make sure you save that. Every time you update it, you want to make sure you save it, otherwise you get the old ones. And this is the big list that we selected these from. This is our raw keywords list that we started with, our 1120 base keywords. I've created another folder in the weeds directory. It's called, we've got 2 of them. Which one have we got here? We've got the site name. Okay, it's our site name text file, and I did was selected a keyword from my raw keywords here as my site name, and this will also become the bucket name. You just copy it, paste it into a new text file, convert it to lowercase, and insert dashes between each of the words, and this will become the bucket name when we do the uploads. Now the other thing that you'll notice is that we're going to do this a little differently. We prepared our content in this format as sentences, so we're going to randomly insert sentences into our pages as we build them to create the actual content. So what we're going to have to do, or what you're going to have to do, since you're working with the Words project, either way you're going to need to do this. Now after we complete this first project using sentences, what we'll do is we'll go back and we'll convert to using nested spun articles, like we're doing here in the original Words project. Okay, but for now there's going to be a file that you've been given that is called random line content. Okay, and it's just a, see, maybe do I have that? I have it open over here, I believe. Yes, I do have it open. It's called random line content, and the way it works is it's going to randomly select a line from that input file to create paragraphs. And here's our keyword token. So we're randomly going to select a keyword out of this file as part of our H1 tag. This will be our header, and then again it becomes also the metadata. And we're gonna use the shortcut in a variety of places, including our schema and etc. So if you look through here, down here, you'll see the iFrames that we use to insert the videos, and here is our random insertion of one of our videos using the videos text file that we created over here. Okay, we'll scroll on down. There's a couple of other things I want you to see. I'm using a random keyword phrase from the big keyword text file, which is also the one that we selected for, that we pulled our list out of here for our page titles. But we're just randomly going to select a relevant keyword phrase from this big file to make our subheadings. Okay, and in this case, I don't need to go there. I need to go here. Our subheading. So this would be an H2. And if you notice here, these paragraphs are spun as well. So it's going to be, these paragraphs are going to be variably dense with sentences, i.e. there's going to be more sentences in some paragraphs than in others. The spin is relatively complex. I suggest you don't play with it, but that of course is up to you. If you're going to reuse it or change things, then use a complete block. So like this would be a complete block here. Okay? That way you don't have to worry about compromising some of the spin, because again it is relatively complex spin to build these paragraphs. Down here we're going to randomly insert an image, and again we're going to use actually what we want to do here is we don't want to use a big one. We're going to use our main keyword that we're using for our H1 and for our meta tags, okay, our meta description. So that will be a change that you will already have been made when you get this file, okay. And in here we also are inserting an HR with some style on it that is also spun, just to make the a different looking, hard separator bar within the content that we generate. Down here I have inserted for you the terms of service iFrames. So what we're going to do is we're just going to copy this entire file, and we're going to come over here to our content. So do a select all, delete it, and then we're going to insert our random sentences in here. Okay, so that is our content. That's all that needs to be done to build your content. Now your H1 tags, definitely there's going to be something that's referring back to the actual content of this site overall that's relevant to, like, stop smoking marijuana. This was, in the other one was ugly warts, or warts, your warts problem, to help you with get rid of warts. So it's just going to be your base keyword typically at this point, and for relevance back to the actual keyword and the rest of the page, so on and so forth. Now you'll also notice up here that we have our meta content, okay? And as I said, we replicate this content, the H1 tag, okay? We're going to copy it, and we're going to replace everything in meta content here with this same content. Now, just in order to clean it up a little bit, I always make sure that I'm on one line, just so it and just a little more, so it appears. Okay. You want to make sure that space is not there. This is the only tedious part of this, actually, is doing this. Oh, there'll be some more tedious stuff, but hey, we're all big kids here. Tell you what, I'll pause this and finish it. So, okay, I got that cleaned up. So this is our meta description, meta content. It actually is description. once it's inserted into the header of the pages that we built. Our site name we've defined, keywords we have defined. Now, we need to navigate over to the proper directory. It's our input directory or folder. Okay, so we're going to navigate to it. Go to weed. That's our input folder, our project. All output, it's just a general folder over here, so it's already there. And we're going to have to navigate over to and select the template that's in our project folder. It's right there. Open. Now, the very next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to deploy, and I want you to export this new GSG file into your weeds directory, because we just made changes that we want to make sure that we can recover if we make mistakes from here on out. Okay, and I do make mistakes just like everybody, so I do this as well. But we're just going to call this stop smoking pot.gsg. So there, now we have that over here, and anytime we want, we can import it, and we'll bring this project right back to where we left it. But we're going to keep moving. So over here, we're going to use categories, and what we're going to do is I'm going to go back to my, let's see, we can close and go back over here. I'm going to go back to my my raw keywords, and I'm going to grab 4 unrelated or relevant, but okay, let's just use we'll use these 4. Okay, and this is completely up to you how you want to do this. I'm just doing this as a demonstration. Spot for a drug test, comma, smoking pot hypnosis, comma, spot memes. Let's just leave that at stop smoking pot. Okay, so what we have now is we have 4 categories that we're going to create and build pages into, which is also going to give us 4 category pages that we're going to do content for as well. The second thing we're going to do is we are going to use tags, and this just generates another page that is just a single link to the content page that it's related to, and we'll demonstrate that in a bit. Now, but what we want to do is we need to change this. It says KWP raw, which we don't use. What we do use is we use, oh, excuse me, we do have our KWP raw, my mistake. So there's nothing to change here. We're going to combine 2 keyword phrases into a title of this tag page. So we get the relevance to the existing keyword and additional relevance with one of the random keywords. Let's see, that KWP raw file has a hyphen in it, does it not? It does. So we'll change that. Now, we're going to use just one tag post per post, tag page per post that we build. The software uses the word post. That's interchangeable with page. Page is post. It's a holdover from WordPress days where you can build pages and you can build posts. So we build pages and we build tag pages, basically. We're going to enable interlinking, which is going to add 2 links on each page to the next article, previous article. We're going to enable random posts, which is going to add 5, or in this case we've got it set for 3. You can set this for whatever number you want and add additional links at the bottom of each one of your pages to random posts, and we choose to do the random posts within the same category that we defined. So if we've got a page we built for stop smoking pot for a drug test, then all of the links underneath all of the links that on the page, the 3 links, they're all going to be from the same category. Maybe over explaining things, but I like to anyway. We're going to do this enable silo structure, which just means that we put a link back to the home page everywhere, on every page, no matter what. That's going to be the end of this video, because we're going to go into markup next, and we're going to look at the Dublin core schema that we're going to use, and we're going to look at additional content that we're going to be putting into the other pages. The basic pages, main pages, are built from this content here that we've already done. The additional pages, the content for the additional pages, the tag pages and the category pages and the index page, we're going to add over here in the markup section along with the schema. So that'll be the next video, be coming up shortly.